Stop what you are doing. I need you to hear this right now. Not tomorrow, not later tonight, not after you finish what is in your hands. Right now. Because what I'm about to tell you was not something you stumbled upon by accident. You did not find this video. This video found you. Heaven directed your eyes to this screen at this precise moment because there is something approaching your life that you need to be fully prepared for before it arrives. Someone is coming. I want you to feel the weight of that, not with fear, but with the kind of sacred alertness that comes when the Holy Spirit taps you on the shoulder and says, pay attention, because there is a person, someone you may already know, or someone you have not yet met, who is making their way toward you. They have something to say, they have something to offer, or something to ask, or something to reveal. And the question that heaven is asking you right now is simple and urgent. Are you ready for what they want to say? Have you been feeling it lately? That quiet sense that something is about to shift. That restlessness in your spirit, like the air before a storm. Still, but charged. Have you found yourself thinking about a specific person, a conversation that hasn't happened yet, a relationship that seems to be on the edge of something new? Have you been waking up in the night with your heart full of something you cannot name? That is not anxiety, that is not coincidence, that is the voice of heaven preparing you. Because I have already seen what is coming. I have already positioned my warriors around the moment before it unfolds. And I am telling you now, through this message, through this screen, through this very second that you and I are sharing, that you are not going to walk into that encounter unprepared. You are not going to be caught off guard. You are not going to be moved by what is said to you without having already heard from me first. So stay with me. Every word of what I'm about to speak over your life has been carefully chosen for you, not for the person next to you, not for someone you're going to share this with later, for you, right now. Before we go further, place your hand over your heart. Take one breath and declare out loud, I am not alone. Heaven is with me. I am ready for what is coming. Type in the comments, I am ready. Send this message to me. Lord, if this message is already stirring something in your spirit, subscribe to this channel right now and turn on notifications, because heaven keeps speaking here and you do not want to miss what comes next. My dear daughter, before you were aware of any of this, before the thought even formed in the mind of the person who is coming toward you, I was already watching. I want you to understand something that your human eyes cannot fully see, but that your spirit has always known. I do not observe from a distance. I do not watch the way a person watches a screen, removed, passive, uninvolved. I watch the way a father watches his child take her first steps. I watch the way a commander watches the battlefield before sending his finest warrior to guard the one thing he values most. And that one thing is you. Right now, in this moment, even as these words reach your ears, I want you to picture something. Picture the heavens opened. Not like a door, but like a sky being pulled back like a curtain. And through that opening, light, not the pale white light of morning, not the warm yellow of the afternoon sun, but the kind of light that has no name in your language because it does not come from any star your astronomers have mapped. It comes from my presence. And that light is falling right now on the place where you are sitting, on the room you are in, on the chair or the couch or the floor beneath you, on the hands that hold this phone or rest in your lap, on the mind that has been carrying so much more than anyone else knows. I have seen it all. I have seen the mornings you got up when everything in your body said stay down. I have seen the prayers you prayed quietly, in the dark, when you were too worn out to lift your hands, but you lifted them anyway because you knew that I was real and that I was listening. I have seen the faces you put on in public, the strength you performed for your family, for your co-workers, for your church, while on the inside you were quietly asking me, how long? How much longer do I have to carry this before something changes? I heard every single one of those prayers, and I am answering them now in a way that you did not expect. Because the encounter that is approaching your life, the person who is planning to come to you, who is turning their face toward you even as you read these words, this is not a random event. This is not a coincidence that the universe cooked up without intention. This is a strategic, deliberate, appointed moment that I have been arranging in your story for longer than you realize. I placed it in your timeline. I set the coordinates. I sent my Archangel to guard the perimeter of it, to make sure that when this moment finally arrives, nothing, no force of darkness, no scheme of the enemy, no fear in your own heart, would be able to corrupt it before you were ready. Archangel Michael has been standing at the edge of your life for weeks. You may have felt his presence without knowing what you were feeling. That sudden sense of calm that came over you in the middle of a difficult moment. That unexpected clarity when you were facing a decision you didn't know how to make. That feeling of safety in a situation where, by every human calculation, you should have felt exposed and afraid. That was not your imagination. That was the warrior of heaven standing between you and what was not yet meant for you, because there is a timing to this. There is a reason this person has not yet arrived. There is a reason the conversation has not yet happened. I have been holding the moment in my hands like a sealed letter, knowing exactly when to deliver it, knowing exactly when your spirit would be strong enough, clear enough, anchored enough to receive what is inside. I need you to hear this and let it settle deep into your bones. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not being passed over or forgotten or pushed to the back while other people's stories unfold in front of you. You are in the exact place in your journey where this next chapter is supposed to begin. And it begins with someone coming to you. I want to tell you something about what my angels see when they look at you right now. They do not see someone who is weak. They do not see someone who is small or overlooked or ordinary. They see a person who has been through fire. Not just the gentle warmth of testing, but the white-hot fire of real suffering, real loss, real uncertainty, and who has come out on the other side still standing, still believing, still reaching toward me with hands that have every reason to be closed but are open. That is not weakness. That is the kind of faith that moves armies in the spirit realm. And that is exactly why I am preparing you for this encounter, because the person who is approaching you is not approaching just anyone. They are approaching someone who has been shaped by my hands, tested by my fire, and kept by my promise. They are coming toward a vessel that I have been filling, and what they will encounter when they arrive is not the version of you that they may be expecting. They will encounter the version of you that I have been preparing. Take a moment right now, breathe deeply, and say this out loud wherever you are. I have been seen by God. I have been watched over by heaven. And what is coming toward me is something I was built for. Feel that in your chest. Let it push out the doubt. Let it replace the nervousness with something steadier, not confidence in yourself, but confidence in the one who has never once let go of you. Because I never have, and I never will. Type in the comments, I have been seen, God is watching over me, my dear son. I need to speak plainly to you now because I love you too much to give you a half-truth when what you need is the full truth. And the full truth is this: not everyone who approaches you has been sent by me. Some people come wrapped in the language of blessing while carrying the agenda of the enemy. Some people arrive at the door of your life with a smile on their face and destruction in their hands. And some people, without even knowing it, are being used as instruments of distraction designed to pull your eyes away from the path I have carefully laid before you. This is not a message of paranoia. I'm not calling you to walk through your days looking at everyone with suspicion, building walls, closing your heart to the world. That is not my character, and it is not the life I designed for you. But I'm calling you to something that is becoming increasingly rare in the world you live in, and that is discernment. Holy, spirit-level discernment. the kind that does not come from experience alone, or from intelligence, or from the advice of other people, the kind that only comes from being so close to my voice that you can instantly tell the difference between what I am saying and what the enemy is whispering. Because the enemy knows the power of an approach. He knows that the most effective way to derail a life is not always through catastrophe. Sometimes it is through conversation, through an offer that sounds reasonable, through a relationship that looks promising on the surface but has a slow leak in the foundation, through someone who seems to genuinely care about you but whose presence over time pulls you further and further from the person I made you to be. I see this person who is coming toward you. I know their heart, not in the way that condemns, but in the way that knows. And I want to prepare your spirit to approach this encounter with your eyes fully open and your discernment fully activated. Here is what my angels are watching for as this moment draws near. When this person arrives, when the conversation begins, pay attention to what happens inside you before the words even fully land. Does something in your spirit grow quiet and steady the way it does when you are walking in my peace? Or does something in you feel subtly off balance, the way a scale feels when the weight on one side is slightly heavier than it should be? That feeling is not nothing. That is your spirit speaking. That is the Holy Spirit inside you, who I placed there for exactly this purpose, doing his job. Pay attention also to what this person pulls from you. There are people in your life who, every time you speak with them, you feel more alive afterward, more yourself, more anchored in who you are and what you believe. There are others who drain something from you without you being able to name exactly what it is. You finish the conversation and feel somehow less than you were when it began. Watch for that, because I did not design life-giving encounters to leave you feeling hollow. Now, hear me very carefully here. I am not saying the person coming toward you is an enemy. I am not telling you to walk into this with your guard up and your heart closed. What I am telling you is that wisdom and openness are not opposites. You can be warm and discerning at the same time. You can be gracious and spiritually alert at the same time. You can welcome this person into the conversation while simultaneously holding onto my hand and asking me in real time, Lord, what is this? What does this mean? What am I receiving and what am I letting pass by? My Archangel is standing at the boundary of this encounter. Michael does not stand there passively. He stands there as a warrior who has already assessed what is approaching and has positioned himself to ensure that what is not of me cannot cross into what I have set apart for you. The forces that sometimes travel behind people, the spiritual currents of manipulation, of fear, of false promise, have already encountered the wall of my presence around your life. They have not gotten through. They will not get through. But I still need your participation, because discernment is not passive, it is active. It requires you to be present in the spirit even while you are engaged in the natural. It requires you to keep one ear turned toward heaven while the conversation is happening in the room. And that is something you can do, not because you are spiritually advanced, but because I am inside you, and wherever I am, discernment is possible. Right now, I want you to do something powerful. Place both hands flat on your chest, over your heart, and declare this aloud. I will not be deceived. The Holy Spirit lives in me. I can tell the difference between what is of God and what is not. I walk into every encounter with my eyes open and my spirit alert. Say it like you mean it. Say it like the truth it is. Because you are not going into this conversation alone. You are going in with me, and no person, regardless of their intentions, regardless of what they carry with them, can overpower the presence of the living God that dwells inside of you. My dear daughter, before the first word of that conversation leaves this person's lips, before they even fully form the sentence in their own mind, I have already heard it. I have already seen how it lands. I have already prepared your heart for what it will feel when those words reach your ears. And I am telling you right now, in this moment, before it all unfolds, nothing that is said to you in that encounter will be able to destroy you, confuse you beyond recovery, or pull you off the foundation I have built beneath your feet. Because I already knew. I knew the day you were born. I knew every word that would ever be spoken to you. The words that would lift you, the words that would wound you, the words that would test you to the deepest part of your soul. And for every one of those words, I prepared an answer in the spirit before it ever arrived in the natural. My word is never reactive. I do not scramble to respond when the enemy moves against my children. I prepared the counter before the attack was ever launched. The words this person carries, whatever they are, fall into one of three categories, and I want your spirit to understand each one so you are not surprised by anything. The first category is the word of invitation. This is a word that, when you hear it, will feel like a door opening. It will feel like possibility, like the air in the room suddenly changed and the future you have been praying about took one step closer. These are the words that carry weight because I put the weight in them. When you hear an invitation that is from me, you will feel something in your chest shift. Not a feeling of giddy excitement that passes, but a deep, quiet settling. Like a key entering the right lock. If this person brings a word of invitation, I want you to receive it without flinching, without immediately shrinking back into the old story that told you that good things don't last, that you don't deserve open doors, that something will go wrong. That old story is over. This is the new chapter. The second category is the word of confrontation. Some of what this person says may not be easy to hear. It may surface something in you that you have been keeping at arm's length. A truth about yourself, a pattern that needs to change, a reality you have been avoiding because facing it feels too costly. I want you to know that if a confronting word comes, I am still in it. I am not absent from uncomfortable truths. In fact, some of the most transformative moments in the lives of my greatest servants began with a conversation they did not want to have. Do not run from the confronting word. Sit with it. Bring it to me. Let me show you what is in it that is true, and what is in it that is the enemy's distortion. The third category is the word of manipulation. This is a word designed to make you feel small, to make you feel afraid, to make you feel like you owe something you do not owe, or to pressure you into a decision before your spirit has had the chance to consult me. I want to give you a very clear sign for this one. Whenever a word creates urgency that bypasses your spirit, that urgency is not from me. I am a God of peace, not of pressure. I do not rush you into decisions that will cost you your peace. And any person whose words leave you feeling frantically pressured to respond before you have prayed, that word is not from my throne. Now here is what I have placed inside you for this moment. Before this encounter happens, I am downloading into your spirit the gift of right response. Not a script, not a set of memorized sentences, but something deeper, an inner knowing that will rise up at exactly the right moment and give you the words, the posture, and the peace to handle everything this person brings with grace and wisdom and authority. You do not need to rehearse, you do not need to script your response. You need to trust that the same Spirit who raised my son from the dead lives inside of you, and he is fully capable of giving you the perfect response to every imperfect situation you walk into. Say this out loud, right now, with conviction. I am not afraid of what I will hear. Heaven already knows every word. God has already prepared my answer. I walk into this conversation in the peace that passes all understanding. Let those words be a seal over your spirit. Type in the comments, God already knows. I trust his plan for this encounter. My dear son, I want to show you something about yourself that you have not fully seen yet. Picture a tree. Not a small decorative tree planted along a suburban sidewalk, but an ancient tree, the kind that has stood in the same place for 200 years. The kind whose trunk is so wide you cannot wrap your arms around it, whose bark carries the scars of decades of storms, whose branches have bent in winds violent enough to uproot lesser things, but who is still standing, still rooted, still bearing fruit. Now I want you to understand something. That tree did not become what it is because its life was easy. It became what it is because every storm drove its roots deeper. Every dry season forced those roots to reach further down for the water that sustains. Every harsh wind that should have knocked it over instead pressed the root system to expand, to anchor more broadly, to grip the earth from 100 directions instead of just a few. That tree is you. You have not walked an easy road to get here. I know that. And I know that sometimes you have looked at the people around you, people whose lives seemed smoother, whose paths seemed straighter, whose blessings seemed to arrive without the storms that yours have been accompanied by. And you have quietly wondered whether something was wrong with you, whether you had missed a step somewhere, whether you were being punished for something you couldn't name. No, you were being rooted. Every hard season you have walked through was not punishment, it was preparation. It was the storm that drove your roots deeper than they could ever have gone in comfortable soil. And now that this person is approaching, now that this encounter is on the horizon, now that the conversation is about to happen, you are walking into it with a root system that the enemy simply does not have the power to pull up. Let me tell you what my angels see when they watch this moment from heaven's perspective. They do not see someone fragile. They do not see someone who is one conversation away from falling apart. They see someone whose foundation was poured not by human hands, but by my word. And my word does not crack, does not erode, does not crumble under the weight of what any person can say or do. They see someone whose identity is not wrapped up in the approval of the person coming toward them, not contingent on the outcome of this conversation, not dependent on whether this encounter goes the way they are hoping. Your identity is settled, and I need you to carry that knowledge into this moment, because here is what the enemy wants to use this encounter for. He wants to use it to destabilize you. He knows that if he can get you into that conversation feeling uncertain about who you are, if he can get you walking in without knowing your own worth, your own authority, your own standing before my throne, then even a word spoken without malicious intent could land on you and do damage that the speaker never intended. The enemy is not just in the words, he is in the insecurity that makes the words land harder than they should. So I am speaking to that insecurity right now. I'm speaking to the part of you that still sometimes holds its breath when someone important approaches, wondering what they really think of you, whether they see the real you, whether they find you lacking in some way. I'm speaking to the voice in the back of your mind that rehearses old criticisms, old rejections, old moments when someone walked up to you and what they had to say left a bruise that never fully healed. I am telling you, those bruises do not define your capacity. Those old words are not the final word, because I spoke over you before any of them did. I called you chosen before any person called you otherwise. I called you worthy before any rejection tried to call you inadequate. I called you mine. And that word, spoken from my mouth over your life, is a root that no storm, no encounter, no conversation has the power to uproot. You are not going to be moved by what this person says to you. Not because you are hard, not because you are cold, but because you are grounded. Your roots go down to where the living water is, and that water never runs dry. I want you to stand up right now, wherever you are, and plant your feet firmly on the ground. Feel the floor beneath you, and say this like you own every word of it. I am rooted, I am grounded, I am not moved by what people say or do. My identity is sealed in God, and nothing coming toward me has the power to shake what He has established in me. That is not arrogance. That is the truth of who you are in me. Carry it. My dear daughter, I need you to expand your perspective right now. Pull back from the immediate, from the nervousness or the curiosity or the mixed emotions this approaching encounter may be stirring in you, and look at the bigger picture with me for a moment. Because this is not just a conversation. This is a turning point. There are moments in every person's life that function as hinges. They are not the loudest moments. They are not always the most dramatic. Sometimes a hinge moment looks like a simple conversation in an ordinary place. Someone walking up to you in a parking lot, or calling you on a Tuesday afternoon, or sitting next to you in church and saying something that seems casual but carries the weight of eternity in it. Hinge moments do not announce themselves with trumpets, but when you look back on your life from 10 years away, you will be able to point to this moment and say, "That was when everything turned. I've been building toward this in your life for a long time." Think about what has been happening in your world over the last several months. The doors that closed, the relationships that shifted, the opportunities that didn't work out the way you planned, the waiting that felt endless and purposeless. I need you to understand something. None of that was wasted. Every closed door was redirecting your steps toward this one. Every disappointment was clearing the field so that when this encounter arrived, you would have the space in your life to receive what it carries. The person approaching you is connected to a divine thread that runs through your story. They may not know it. They may think they are coming to you for their own reasons, because they need something, or because they have information, or because a thought about you dropped into their mind and they couldn't shake it. But behind their reasons, behind their motivations, behind what they think they want to say, there is my hand, quietly arranging, quietly positioning, quietly ensuring that the two of you arrive at this moment at exactly the right time. This is what I need you to discern. Is this encounter a door or a distraction? Because both come wrapped in the appearance of significance. Both feel important when they arrive, and the enemy, knowing that I work through appointed encounters, sometimes sends a counterfeit, someone who looks like a door but is actually a dead end, designed to consume your time, your emotional energy, and your faith, while the real door is standing open just outside your field of vision. Here is how to tell the difference. A door from my hand always advances you toward the person I designed you to be. It may require courage. It may require sacrifice. It may cost you something comfortable in exchange for something eternal. But when you step through it, something inside you deepens. Something in your spirit says, yes, this is right. This is the direction. A distraction, by contrast, may feel exciting in the short term, but hollow in the spirit. It appeals to something in your natural desire, your longing for comfort or validation, or a shortcut through a season that I have called you to walk through fully. I am not going to tell you which category this encounter falls into, because that would rob you of the growth that comes from learning to hear my voice in real time. But I will tell you this: the answer is already inside you. The discernment you need is not outside of you, waiting to be downloaded from some external source. It is the Holy Spirit inside you right now, fully active, fully present, fully capable of telling you what you need to know. Your only job is to ask. Before this encounter happens, today, tonight, this week, come before me in prayer. Not a long, elaborate prayer, just an honest one. Come to me and say, Father, I know someone is coming. I know this moment is loaded. I'm asking you to make clear to me what this is, what it means, and how to respond. I trust that you will answer me. And then be still long enough to hear, because I will answer. I always answer the honest prayer. And when this person arrives, when the approach finally happens, I want you to walk into it not with anxiety, but with the awareness that you are standing on a hinge. That history is turning in this moment. That the version of your life that is waiting on the other side of this conversation is better, fuller, and more aligned with my original design for you than the one that came before. Place your hand over your heart right now and declare, this is not coincidence. This is a turning point. God arranged this moment, and I walk into it with wisdom, peace, and expectation. You are at the exact midpoint of this revelation. If God is speaking to you through this message, make sure you are subscribed to this channel. New messages go up regularly, and every word is sent to prepare you for what heaven is already moving in your life. Type in the comments, "This is my turning point. I receive it now, my dear son." I want you to hear this chapter not just with your mind, but with the deepest part of your spirit. Because what I'm about to tell you is not a metaphor. It's not a poetic image meant to make you feel better. It is a literal, active, present tense reality that is happening in the spiritual atmosphere around your life right now as you receive this message. Archangel Michael is standing between you and what means you harm. Not figuratively, not symbolically, in the same way that a wall of fire surrounds what I have chosen to protect. In the same way that I shut the mouths of lions for Daniel, in the same way that I sent a single angel to hold back an army in the valley of Dothan, Michael and the host that I have assigned to this moment in your life are standing in formation around you and around this approaching encounter. And nothing is getting through that formation that I have not first approved. I want to tell you what has already been stopped before you ever knew it was coming. There were words intended to devastate you that never arrived because my warrior turned them back at the border of your life. There were plans formed against your peace in the dark hours of the night that were dismantled before the sun rose. There were schemes against your family, against the people you love most, the ones who sleep under your roof and eat at your table and carry your last name, that were interrupted mid-formation by the army of heaven that does not sleep, does not tire, and does not negotiate with the enemy when my children are in its care. You have been protected in ways you will not fully know until eternity. And I need you to understand something about Michael's assignment specifically. He is not a passive guardian. He does not stand at the edge of your life the way a security guard stands at an empty door, present but inactive, waiting to react when something happens. He stands there as a warrior who is actively engaged. He is reading the movements of the enemy around you. He is intercepting assignments before they can fully form. He is clearing the path before your feet arrive at the place I am directing you toward, ensuring that when you get there, the ground is prepared and the enemy's traps have been removed. This is the kind of protection that surrounds the encounter coming toward you. But now, I need to speak to something that Michael cannot fight for you, and that is the war inside your own heart. There is a type of harm that does not come from outside. It is the harm that your own fear can do to you when it is not submitted to my peace. It is the damage that happens when you walk into a conversation already braced for the worst, already expecting rejection, already expecting disappointment, already preparing your defenses before the first word is spoken. When you armor up against a person before they have given you a reason to, you sometimes armor up against the blessing they were carrying for you. You block the gift along with the threat. I am telling you, you can put down that armor with me. You do not have to enter this encounter defended against everything. You can enter it covered by my blood, covered by my peace, covered by the presence of my archangel around the perimeter, but open to what I want to bring to you through this moment, open to the possibility that what is approaching is not your undoing, but your breakthrough. My perfect love casts out fear, not some of the fear, all of it. And I am releasing that love into you right now as these words reach you like water poured into dry ground. Let it seep in. Let it reach the places that fear has been living, the corners of your heart where old wounds have made you cautious and closed, the rooms inside you where disappointment set up residence and has been paying rent ever since. I am evicting what does not belong in you, and I am filling the space it leaves with something better, the unshakable confidence that comes from knowing that the God of the universe is not just aware of your situation. He is personally, actively, warrior-level committed to your protection. Nothing that means you harm is getting through to you today, not this person, if that is their intent, not their words, if those words were formed in darkness. Not the enemy's plans behind this encounter. Not a single one of them is getting through the line that my Archangel is holding on your behalf. Stand up on the inside. Feel the strength of that protection settle over you like a mantle. And declare this with everything you have. I am covered, I am protected. Archangel Michael stands guard over my life, my home, and my destiny. Nothing formed against me in this season will prosper. I am shielded by the hand of the living God. Say it again if you need to. Say it until your spirit stands up straight inside of you, because that is the truth. And the truth, when you know it and speak it, has the power to rearrange the atmosphere around you in ways that your natural eyes cannot see, but that the spirit realm responds to instantly. Type in the comments, I am protected. Michael stands with me. My dear daughter, we have come to the final word, and I want you to feel the weight of what we have walked through together in this message. Because it has not been a casual conversation. It has been a preparation, a commissioning, a sending forth. From the moment this message began, I have been doing something in the spirit around you. I have been reinforcing what the storms of your life tried to weaken. I've been sharpening what complacency tried to dull. I've been aligning your spirit with the truth of who you are and who I am and what this moment in your story is actually about. So that when this person arrives, when this encounter finally unfolds in the natural, the way it has already been arranged in the spiritual, you walk into it not as someone who is hoping for the best, but as someone who knows. You know you are loved. You know you are watched over. You know your identity is secure. You know your roots go deeper than any wind can reach. You know the words are already known in heaven. You know Michael is standing at the boundary. You know this is a turning point, not a trap. You know how to discern the door from the distraction. And now I want to tell you the one thing that brings all of it together. You are ready, not because you have figured everything out. Not because you have processed every emotion and resolved every question and put every worry to rest. You are ready because I have prepared you, and my preparation is not incomplete. I do not send my children into appointed moments half-equipped. I do not bring you to a hinge point in your story and then leave you without the tools to handle what the hinge opens into. I have placed the right words inside you for this encounter, not just the words you will speak, but the posture, the presence, the grace that comes from being so aware of my love that even in a tense moment, even in a conversation that pulls at your emotions, even when the other person is saying something that touches a raw place, you remain anchored, you remain yourself, you remain the person that I designed you to be, shaped by my hands and sealed by my spirit. Here is what I want you to take into this encounter. Take the knowledge that this moment was appointed, and that appointed moments carry appointed outcomes. I do not bring two people to a meeting that I arranged and then leave the ending up to chance. I am the God of beginnings and endings, and I am holding the ending of this encounter in my hands even before the beginning has finished speaking. Take the knowledge that whatever is said to you, you have the capacity to respond well. Not perfectly, you are human, and I made you human on purpose, with emotions and reactions that are real and sometimes messy, but with the steadiness that comes from knowing I am in the room with you, because I am, always. I do not stay in heaven while my children face hard moments. I am where you are. I have always been where you are. Take the knowledge that this person, whatever they carry and whatever their intentions, is a soul that I love. They are not just a character in your story. They have a story of their own, full of fear and hope and need, just like yours. And when you walk into this encounter with my eyes, seeing them the way I see them, something shifts in the dynamic. Something of my kingdom comes into the room that wasn't there before, and that presence changes things. Take the knowledge that the answer to what they will say, whatever it is already inside you. You do not need to come up with something. You need to come with me and let me speak through you, and trust that what comes out of you in that moment will be exactly what needs to be said, in exactly the right way, at exactly the right time. And finally, take peace. The peace that passes understanding. The peace that is not built on circumstances going your way, but on the unshakable reality of whose you are and who is with you. That peace is your inheritance. It was bought for you at a price that nothing in this world can match, and it belongs to you, fully, freely, completely, right now. I'm so proud of you. I want you to hear that, not just as a nice thought, but as a real word from the heart of your Father. I'm proud of the way you have carried this season. I'm proud of the way you have held on when holding on was hard. I'm proud of the faith that kept showing up even when the feelings weren't there to support it. I'm proud of the person you have become through the fire, and I am excited for the person you are about to become as this next chapter opens. Go into this encounter knowing that heaven is cheering for you, that Michael's shield is over you, that my hand is on this moment and everything it leads to, that the person coming toward you is about to encounter not just you, but my presence in you. And that changes everything. Place both hands over your heart right now. Close your eyes for just a moment and say this. Say it slowly. Say it like you own every syllable. I am ready. Heaven has prepared me for this moment. God's hand is on this encounter. His peace is in my heart, and I walk forward with confidence. What was meant to shake me will only strengthen me. What was meant to confuse me will only clarify me. I go in the name of the Lord, covered, rooted, and ready. Now open your eyes. That is the person you are walking into this encounter as. That is who you are. And no conversation, no approach, no word spoken by any person can take that from you. Go, and know that I go with you. Before you leave this message, subscribe to this channel and turn on the bell. Heaven has more words for you, more preparation, more revelation, and this channel is where they will come. Do not miss what God has next for your life. Subscribe right now, share this video with someone who needs to hear it, and come back, because the next message has already been prepared for you. Type in the comments, I am ready. God has prepared me and I will not be shaken.